Hello Spoorthi, welcome to Arivu. It takes an immense pleasure to see you, to sit here from the classroom days to standing this side to that side to the place where you sit. I know there is a lot of journey and story to tell. So me, along with me, all the audience watching this wants to know the story. And congratulations on your AIR 7. And that's a really incredible achievement. So kudos to you, congratulations. And so we want to know in this interview what exactly takes a person to become AIR 7 and lot more around this particular course. For a person who wants to step into this course, why should he do, why should he not do, when articleship, both groups, the decisions, what they're doing, is it right, wrong? So let us try to touch all these points. And this is also my first time. I might be terribly bad at what I'm doing, but please accept me for what we are doing. So first of all, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for having me here. It feels great to be at ArivuPro every single time. It feels great to me also to be in the classroom and being here on the other side. It feels like the stories that you have shared in the class, it feels nice to be the protagonist from those stories. Thank you so much once again.
Well, that's wonderful. So the first question, how does it feel on AIR 7? I know it's not a small thing because a lot of people think just clearing a professional course itself is a big thing. So how do you feel when the moment you saw your result and you saw AIR 7? So what did that feel to you? What did it mean to you? So yes, sir.
I'll be honest with you, sir. So firstly, the results came out on Feb 25th. All my executive 1 and 2 I had given in December only. So the results were on Feb 25th. Feb 25th is my birthday also.
Wonderful.
So I was little excited, nervous and all of that. The last 1 week it was, full. I was in completely tension mood because what if the results does not go well? It's my birthday and all of that. On specifically when this results came out, I was at an event. So I had to host a show, Speak for India's 10-year celebration.
Okay.
I was right there, 10 minutes about to go on the dais. 11 a.m. was when the event was about to begin. 10:50 I refreshed. I saw my result. Module 2 I saw pass. Module 1 I could not find. I was just trying to search on the screen. And then I saw pass. I just went out, cried to my mom, said, Nen magli ivaga CS agidale, and my mom started crying also. And then I called up my dad. I told, my dad used to always tell, when I was probably 13-14 years old, he used to tell, Chudu a bidda CA అయిపోయింది ఫస్ట్ అటెంప్ట్ లోనే 23 years. I told my dad, నీ కూతురు ఇప్పుడు 23 years CS అయింది. He was very happy and then I cut the call. Then my friend called up and told, merit list ನೋಡಿದ್ಯಾ AIR 7 ಬಂದಿದೆ. I was very, very happy and then I shared it with my parents. They were over the cloud, on top of the cloud 9. So it meant something to the entire family because I've struggled a lot, had stress ulcers, fallen sick, juggling between CS and LLB, submissions, 12 to 13 hours of studying and all of that. And my mom took 1 month long leave just for my exams. So I had a lot of pressure. Family does everything, but that sort of, guilt conscience is there. They've done so much for me. I have to give something, back to them in the form of results. So it was a great moment to all of us.
Wonderful. So when you said about that, one thing I want to ask, if at all a person has to score a rank, does the family and the people around you, do they play a role? Or a person who is in isolation, has nothing to do with the society, nothing to do with the family, nor the support, can such people think of this AIR and all? Possible?
Sir, AR 7, certainly people on the other side, they can do, I won't say no, but I've been fortunate enough. So I would want to share my experience because family, socialization, friends, hanging out, going out, involving in co-curriculars, everything is very, 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 very important. Because just sticking to your books and, immersing yourself only into the subject, that might give you results. But when there is no one around you to celebrate the success, I think that means nothing. So you have to have a perfect balance between things. So contribution from your family by the kind of environment you have within the household is very, very important. Because personally, my dad is a professor, mom is a lecturer. Our conversations, dining table conversations, used to be around what is happening in the global economy, what is happening in the country politics.
Okay.
So the nurturing ground is your family. You know, we tell, right, family is the most basic social organization. So that way family plays a very, very important role. And the friend circle that we have, you should always have a very, friend circle that stimulates growth and that is very cooperative and all of that. So that plays a very important role, I would say.
Unlike the other end, my family table will be like, hey, pass me that chutney. Only chutney for the dinner or what? Yes. And also our friends. In our friends and all, getting 41 is the best thing. We don't even know, we can't even dream of more than 60. But yes, good. And the next one I wanted to ask is, first of all, why do you take CS? I know for a fact today a student will think there are so many courses around. Somewhere it's a bitter fact. Few people will feel it's a left out option. I try out everything in the world. I then come and settle down at CS. And how did you take up CS? What is your journey behind it?
Sir, let me be very honest with you. I took a BCom honors after my 12th. BCom honors was going well. My dad said, why just BCom honors? Think of any professional course. You'll be able to do BCom very easily. That's when I thought, okay, not CA because I don't like numbers. Then I was exploring what else can I do. That's when CS caught my attention. I've always, been privileged of, handling case studies well, and theory has been my strength throughout. So when I looked at CS course curriculum and all of that, it felt, okay, CS is a course that I can try because it sounds exciting, feels nice and seems interesting. That's when I enrolled for company secretary, and I want to be a governance professional. I've always dreamt of it, not corporate governance. So when governance in the long run is the ultimate goal, probably I could have corporate governance as a plan B. So that is how I chose company secretary, and it feels nice to have CS behind my name as a prefix right now.
That's wonderful.
And also after my BCom honors, I took up law, thanks to you, sir, because you inspired me in your classes initially when I took CS Foundation. And then after I got into law, CS felt very nice and interesting because of the subjects overlapping. So it has been great, with CS and law together.
Again, a question what most of the students will be having. Is it required to have CS plus LLB, or CS alone is sufficient, or LLB is adding value today?
I would say CS and LLB, it is a combination that goes really very well together, but it is not mandatory to have an LLB degree for you to pursue CS. But LLB, I would rather like to rephrase, CS is like a cherry on top of the cake to LLB, because we are more, focused and more intense when we study for CS. Yesterday I had a, junior who called me up and asking, Akka ನೀವು ಇವಾಗ LLB ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವಾ? LLB ಓದಿದ್ದು ಏನಾದ್ರು CS ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? No, it's the other way around. CS ಗೆ ಓದಿದ್ದು LLB exams 100% ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ CS, it's more focused, more intense and more prepared. That will definitely help you in your LLB exams. LLB will just be like a cakewalk with your CS together. So LLB and CS is definitely a good combination, but not a mandatory thing. But if it goes well, it is a
But it has helped you.
Yeah, it has helped me a lot.
Okay, wonderful. And the next part I wanted to ask you is, when you are preparing for your exams, what would you recommend to the people? Should I go with, imagine I do my executive. Should I do both the groups at a time? Should I do one group at a time? And what is the right time to start articleship?
Okay.
So if someone is planning around that, and what did you do?
Okay, sir, in my opinion, at least for executive, one module at a time is the best approach to do, because you're just getting into the course and you're trying to get the hang of things. So it is better to start with one module at a time for executive level, so that you can take things slow, understand process, and you can aram se settle down and get adjusted to the course. And then at a professional level, it's a different ball game altogether. So professional, I took both the modules together because because I wanted to be done with my LLB and CS by this June and start with my next future plans. So it helped me because scoring that extra marks, extra mileage, and setting off also, it helps with both the modules. And AIR is definitely possible only when you take both the modules together. So executive, it would be one module at a time, and professional, you have to level up your game and you can definitely go for both the modules together. You should have proper stress management because writing all the subjects together without a day's gap in between, it requires a lot of preparation beforehand. But definitely for professional, both the modules we can do.
It is possible.
Advisable. And talking about articleship, I would suggest finishing executive, professional, and then going for articleship. Because that's how I did it. Because you're in one zone of mind to sit, study, and go give your exams. When you go for articleship, juggling between your articleship and studies, classes, it is going to be a little difficult. There might be a lot of other professional friends who would have managed with articleship. Maybe I was not, very, skilled to do that. But with my experience, if I have to say, finishing your exams first and then going for articleship is always better.
When she said she is not skilled, can you tell us what all you do apart from your education? Education is, I think you were saying you were your 10th topper. You were topper for your plus 2.
Yes.
And apart from education, now AIR 7 in her professional. And apart from that, yes, I see your Instagram and I'll say what you do. And there can be more to it. I think you are a speaker. You're a public speaker. She's an orator. And I think you also go for hosting some events and all. And I think she's a model, sir. I don't know. I see the photo shoots and all. And so anything I have left and you want to add to it? She's a wonderful public speaker, by the way. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. So yeah, I'm into public speaking, like you said. I host events and I'm into a lot of these literary circles. I go to a lot of literature events and we go to Kabban Park, read, talk about Kannada literature and all of that. And I'm into theatre also. I'm a theatre practitioner and I'm a
theatre practitioner is like drama.
Drama, yes. Rangabhumi. I do that. And I'm a trained Bharatnatyam dancer. So I do that. And here and there, I write poetry. I write articles for newspapers and books.
The people watching, what are you doing in life?
And modeling, no, I am not a certified model as such, but yeah, I keep doing stuff like that.
We have only one certificate in our life. Modeling also a certificate, is it? Okay.
So I do all of these.
Okay, that's wonderful. And one more question. Let us imagine on the same Feb 25th, instead of rank, forget about pass also, how would Spoorthi Muralidhar would react as a student if you had seen words fail there?
Sir, first thing all of us have to learn is to manage failure. I would still take everything in a very positive note because I've had a lot of experiences in the process. I can still narrate my story. I always keep telling everyone has a story. Also, that's a very book by Savi Sharma. You should all read it. So even if the results had come out as fail, I would still be, not very happy as I am right now, but I would still focus on looking at the brighter side of it and then sitting and studying because I have some takeaway where things went wrong, what I could have improved on. In fact, even after I got my results, I still sit and introspect, and when I'm talking to, people who are aspiring to become CSS soon, I was telling the other day, what I did wrong in my exams, where I could have done better. I still tell that story to others. When I failed, if at all I had failed, I would have still sat and introspected to myself, and I would have worked on what could have been better rather than sitting and crying.
So it should not break a student.
Absolutely not.
What has been your biggest contributor in the marks, and what played a major role for this particular?
So one secret thing to all the CS professional aspirants is please come out of IBC because that is going to kill a lot of attempts. I took banking and insurance. That has been a major contributor to my success journey. I've scored 75 in my banking and insurance. When I was thinking of what elective to choose, let me be very honest. This might seem too dramatic to you, but I had planned this well in advance because my BCom Honors I did from Christ University. My specialization was banking and insurance.
Okay.
Because back then it was 2017 syllabus. I saw professional optional papers. There was banking and insurance. In BCom we had banking and insurance and finance and accounting optional. So when there is an overlapping of banking and insurance in CS, I thought I'll take banking and insurance. And then in my law, I had options of choosing between various subjects, and then I took banking and insurance thinking it'll help in my CS. And in my CS, as it was planned before, I took banking and insurance. The questions were exact, direct. It was very simple to tackle, and the book is a pretty voluminous compared to IBC, but trust me, though you don't have 40 marks covered in CRBI, banking and insurance will give you that extra mileage. So please explore other alternatives rather than just sticking to IBC. So this is one major factor that helped me get extra mileage of marks and score that AIR probably.
Okay. Namdu on marketing. I've made a video on that. Watch it. It's there on YouTube. Watch the such content. No value at all. Okay. So that's one thing. And I also wanted to ask you on one more thing. Yes. And next thing, what next?
So my next plan is I'll be starting preparation for my UPSC Civil Services examination.
Okay.
So I'm planning to give my attempt in 2026 June. So I'll be starting my preparation from 25 June.
Okay.
So I'm looking for either IAS, that is Indian Administrative Service, or ICLS, that is Indian Corporate Law Service. So let's see how far life takes me.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. What's the role of Arivu in your journey? Has it helped?
It has.
Yes.
It has.
Hey, listen da.
Talking about how Arivu has helped me, main reason why I am here today is because of ArivuPro, because I started my CS journey with ArivuPro. With my CS Foundation. Back then it was CS Foundation, and then I transitioned to CSET during the COVID and when there was a syllabus shift. So Sai sir,
Just tell this, so sorry to interrupt. She was also one of my first batches to teach.
Yes.
I was exploring as a teacher. She was exploring as a student. But yes, something worked out there. Yes, so sorry to cut. Yes.
So ArivuPro has laid that foundation, to be very honest. I did CSET, I got really good marks, and then CS Executive I started with you, of course. It gave me a knack to study, to be very honest. Even now, there are a lot of other coaching centers who do, hourly basis, individual subjects. But my approach has still been what ArivuPro has taught me, completing one subject and then hopping to another one. Because that is going to, I'll tell you how I work. There is one zone in my brain reserved for CMADD. There is one zone reserved for company law. So I take all the content, wrap it up, keep it there. So that's how I do. So that pattern has been taught by ArivuPro, and specifically about the chart notes and note making and memory game. Absolute thanks to you, sir, because the chart notes, even now I'll tell you, when I was self-studying for my professional, the chart notes that you had given during my executive, that literally used to pop up in front of my eyes. So even when I was writing my exam, all those, I still remember in the drafting paper, we had Carlyle versus Carbolic smoke wall. I had studied that before my CS journey in my BCom business laws, after CS executive, when I was self-studying. But the way you taught in the class, that used to, run in my mind. So that impactful teaching, what was there. So thanks to ArivuPro. And it gave me that extra mileage. Even in my executive, though I did not take both the modules together, the score was really very great. Probably if I had taken both the modules together, I would have scored AIR back then also. So the entire pattern of study, ArivuPro has played a very, very, very major role. So thanks to you. Thanks to all the teachers. Thanks to Vikas sir, Arjun sir, Sai sir, Sandesh sir, all of you.
So to get a AIR, how many months preparation is required, and when should a student start for it? Is it really a lengthy preparation, or a person thinks that 3 months before the exam, I just want to score an AIR. Can I do it?
Sir, first thing, I did not prepare to get an AIR. It came as a bonus point to me. It was just a brownie that I got as the reward. And talking about preparation, to be very, very honest, you can call my mom and check. I am not bluffing here. I started my preparation only after August. I had been planning to start my preparation from November 2023, but I technically and practically started my preparation only after August 2024. So September, October, November, December. 4 months was all the time that I gave for all the 7 subjects, and I still managed to get an AIR. So what it requires is planning your time, planning your day, and reverse planning is very, very important.
What is that?
So if I have to tell what is reverse planning, I used to set targets. Working by targets is very important. 15 days per subject and 12 to 13 hours every day. And say if I set 15 days per subject, for those 15 days, how do I manage individual units? So I used to set 1 unit per day. That is pretty much achievable, not something that can't be done. So I used to watch probably 5 to 6 hours of lecture, and I used to finish whatever has been taught in the class on that day only. So that is very important. I have spoken to good number of my friends and juniors also who tell we finish watching classes and then we revisit to study. That is not going to help because you will not be able to connect the dots. So whatever has been taught in the class, try to finish studying on that day only. And if you want to finish your syllabus by the month of December, I keep December entirely for revision. December, there is no first time studying. December is entirely for revision. So I have to plan to finish my syllabus by the end of November. So if I have to finish my syllabus by the end of November, I have 3 months. So there are 7 subjects. How do I divide the time between all the subjects? And the open book specifically, I did 20 pages every day. So 20 pages every day won't be a big deal.
So you studied open book?
Yes, I studied open book.
So few people think it's open book, I'll just take it to the exam.
No.
I'll just open it there.
That is not going to help. I gave 2 thorough readings for both the subjects. CSR and social governance was 1 paper. Banking and insurance was 1 paper. CSR, natural advantage is there because you would have studied it in ESG, you would have studied it in company law in your executive. You will still have a lot of hold on the subject, but there are points where you will need preparation. So giving it a read is very, very, very important. And 20 pages per day is achievable. So by the end of 2 months, you would have completed an entire textbook of 800 pages. But when you sit probably 10 days or 15 days before the exam or just a day before exam, you won't be able to finish it. So planning is very important and consistency is the key. And chart notes, and I have this intuitive power, I can say. When I read something, I feel, oh, I will forget this. I will make a note of those things in a sheet of paper and I keep revisiting it again and again. I will be seeing it again and again so that it stays in my memory. Before going to exam, I would have seen those points probably 4 to 5 times at least. So that helps.
So in your AIR 7, how much of a role hard work has played and how much of a role luck has played? And when you say hard work, you have to define what is that.
Sir, if you call working hard as, not going out with friends, isolating, staying away from social media, I have not worked hard. Because I've stayed active on social media, gone out, did events, partied. By partied, I mean, going to family functions and all of that. But when you sit, you have to give your complete time. I have sat 12 to 13, 14 hours a day. I have taken only breakfast, lunch and dinner breaks. But when I sit, I give my complete time. So if you consider that as hard work, then yes, I've really worked hard for whatever I've gained. And every single mark that I've gotten, I've deserved it. I can very proudly say that. And when it comes to luck, I don't know if you call it luck or, universe supporting you. But when you work really hard for something, if you pray for it, it definitely happens. So I have this belief. There is a temple near my place. It's called Karya Siddhi Anjaneya Swami Temple. People go and tie coconut praying for, something. My friends, they've always told, Hogal kai kattu ankondidagate anta. I was so, adamant, nan exam bariyorgu nan hog kai kattala because I have to be very, dutiful towards my work. Nan kelsa nan madidmele I have to just go and ask God for His blessings. Sumne nan hogbit kai katbitte agbidutte. No, that is not going to work. Nan exam agovargu ಓದಿದೀನಿ, ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದೀನಿ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರ್ದು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ದೇವರಿಗೆ, ದ ಬಾಲ್ ಇಸ್ ನೌ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಕೋರ್ಟ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್.
All of you go. Try.
After studying, giving exams and rigorous revision. Without that, even Anjaneya can't help. Trust me.
Okay. So probably one last thing I have from my end is coaching required for a student?
Very much yes.
Is it? It is required?
Absolutely. Coaching is required because you plan to sit and study by yourself. You would require probably 5 to 6 hours to get into the topic, assimilate and process. But when you take coaching, the faculty facilitate you. They tell you what is important, what is not, what areas to focus on, and how to organize things. So when you take coaching, it is only going to help you to only study better, understand concepts better. Yesterday I was talking to Arjun sir. He very rightly said, if you come to my class, sit, I can only assure you that when you go back home and study, it will make you easier to study, and not you just come to coaching class and that will help you get marks. No, it is not like that. You have to get coaching. It will only help you to study and process easier. So coaching is important. At the same time, studying is also very, very important alongside.
Okay, so that's it from my end. But thank you so much for taking your time. I know you had a wonderful week of enjoying your rank. But even we felt proud. We exchanged. I called Arjun sir. Sir, we got a rank. So, but yes, really felt special because I would say for me when I became a teacher, probably your batch and the previous batches, the first ones, I was able to see people successfully complete. So you guys started in front of us, and it's wonderful to see you guys achieve what you guys have achieved. So feels really great, and all the very best to whatever you are up to. And I know for a fact you are going to shine in every field you're going to enter. And our biggest regards to your parents also, and make us more proud in whatever you're doing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks to ArivuPro. Thanks to all of you, specifically Arjun sir, Sai sir, all of you for giving that hand holding. There is always this fallback mechanism whenever something goes wrong. I've called you plenty of times to, even I remember just the day before my open book exam, I'd call you, what is the approach? So you've done that hand holding. Thanks to you. So by the end of the day, I have the deep-hearted gratitude to ArivuPro, to all my teachers here, because whatever you guys have done is why I am here. So thank you so much. I take this opportunity to thank my academy. I feel very proud to say that I'm a student of ArivuPro. Thank you so much.
Thank you.